Hello, and welcome back to the Patrick's Green Tea podcast. In July of 2019, I decided to travel alone to Colorado for my birthday to see two Dead & Company concerts in Boulder. After spending a few nights out there, I was really liking the experience and realized it would probably be a long time until I was back there again, so I stayed out there for a majority of the month. I smoked a lot of weed and saw some beautiful things, but I didn't record much audio for the podcast. I messed around with my GoPro a bit to vlog, but I don't really see myself releasing those videos anywhere public. I will have photos with explanatory text on the show's website under the Photos tab, and occasionally I wrote down some text-only episodes that will also be available on the website under their respective tab. In this episode, I talk about musings I was having on history, especially on the Russian Revolution. The entire trip moving east to west and following the footsteps of the American pioneers really made me appreciate that part of the country's past, and I couldn't help but relate it to other parts of the world. This was the first time I've been out west, so it was a really special time for me. I loved being in that mindset, and I would really want to travel more as soon as the world opens back up again. That's it, and I hope you enjoy the episode. Hello, welcome back to the podcast. PGT, Patrick's Green Tea. And the date is July 10th, 2019. And, well, first of all, I just made a decision to cross the Continental Divide. You know? So I'm going to drive there. But I had something else I was going to say, and I can't... it was big, too. And that's the reason why I started the voice recording. Fuck, what was it? Something about revolutionaries. Oh. I was thinking about the Bolshevik Revolution. I was just like... I don't know. I was thinking about revolutionary leaders and how, like, someone could easily just spark a revolution in the U.S. by, like, masking it as a Western, like, independence movement. So anything west of the Rockies, say, the Continental Divide could be, like, the actual divide. I was thinking about that, and, like, that made me wonder, you know, could this actually work? No, I'm just kidding. And so basically what it boils down to, I'm trying to say it before I forget it, is that what the hell must it have been like in Russia to, like, warrant a fucking revolution? Like, it had to have been really fucked up there. I'm the only pre-Russian Revolution anything that I know of is not Pride and Prejudice, the other one, Crime and Punishment. We had to read that in English literature in our AP literature class. I don't know why that was on the syllabus. I mean, I assume it was because of the morals and stuff that it taught, but even beyond that, it was like a piece of Russian history. Like, that's what life was like. It was just like someone could get murdered by an axe and the killer could just get away with it because everyone's so, like, fucked up. And, like, everyone could know that it was actually him, and then he could just go, like, he could have the mental the longevity, I guess, to make it to a point where he could commit suicide. I don't know. That was not at all what I was trying to say, I don't think. I don't know, like, if I was to transcribe what I just said, I don't know if it would make sense, first of all. Second of all, I don't know if it would be representative of the actual thought that I just had. So, but what I just said then was a lot better. When I get too meta, I lose it. Also, there's a storm brewing over the mountain to the west of me. I don't know what mountain it is, but I'm in Elks Meadows State Park, I think it's called. Elk, like the the deer-like animal, elk meadows. So it's really, really something to behold here. I'm taking videos, kind of. I'm taking a lot of pictures, not videos. So just look in the this is reference to myself. Look in the pictures taken at this time, and you'll find all the pictures for this episode in particular. But anyway, back to what I was saying. First of all, I don't see any elk here. I'm really disappointed because I wanted to see like some sort of, wildlife. But all the places I've been to they've been like absent completely. I don't know what that means. If it's just the time of year, or is it like, something else? I don't know what else. I don't want to get too conspiratorial. I just want to stick to asking the question straight. I looked up wildlife viewing areas in Colorado, and apparently in Rocky Mountain State Park, which is the place I impulse decided to visit, apparently there's wildlife viewing, and the reviews there say, or the information there says, that animals are more visible in the summer than they are in the winter. The winter is the problematic season. So I don't know why I'm not seeing any animals right here. I guess maybe is it because I'm east of the Rockies? Is it something like that? Is there have I just been unlucky? I don't know. Because I did see 3 deer just on a drive back from, where was I? I guess the mountains. So no, I wasn't in the mountains. I guess I was. I really can't remember. I think it was after I stayed at Aspen Glen in Colorado. I was coming down and I saw 3 deer on the side of the road. And sounds like a song starting. But anyway, I don't see any fucking elk here. That's the main point. Before I ramble on too long. Ugh. But damn, dude, this place is gorgeous. It's literally out of the Lorax. As soon as I crossed the border into Colorado, I hope that's recorded somewhere. If not, I'm going to double record it because it was an important event. When I crossed the border into Colorado for the first time, Colorado, however it's pronounced, I noticed that everything turned green immediately. It was like I crossed a horizon line. The block that western Nebraska is, I could see the border as I was crossing it, just a flat line, turning from this dull, dead green of the grass and everything around me to this vibrant, fairy tale green that's been everywhere in Colorado, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I don't know why there aren't more butterflies here and why the butterflies flock in Nebraska, but that's another question for another time. Anyway, the green here is ridiculous. It's called the Colorful State, or Welcome to Colorful Colorado is a motto. And it shows. There's no denying. It is just gorgeous. Especially Red Rocks, where you can see where it gets really weird colors, the oxidized red. Oh my god. I went to Red Rocks today, and holy shit. It's called Garden. It was originally called Garden of the Titans. Not super originally, but when it was bought by someone, instead of being managed as a general piece of land, the guy called it Garden of the Titans. And I think that's way more fitting of a name than Red Rocks, because Red Rocks makes sense. It dumps it down to just the scientific, the scientific analysis of what it is, just the geological landmark. But the Garden of the Titans just inspires so much just imagination, fuck, man. If I was going into Red Rocks thinking I'm making a trip to the Garden of the Titans right now, oh, I'm at the Garden of the Titans, which happens to have a performance stage, I would feel like I was doing something important, beyond just going to Red Rocks, which is cool, but it's Red Rocks sounds like you're fucking Scooby-Doo. Red Rocks. Anyway, the rocks were red. I will admit that. I feel like I've been at the top of my game this podcast. I'd give it a 9 out of 10 so far. Hopefully I don't jinx it. But I'm really proud of this one. We've come a long way, guys. If there's anyone left at this point in the podcast, or if my audience grew, I don't know. Because I don't know exactly how I'm going to release this podcast, or if I'll ever release it. Because, like, there's so many entanglements in my life right now that aren't really pro-weed. So that's annoying. I don't know if this podcast will be a forever, locked away piece of history hidden behind passwords and lock screens, I just don't know. I could transcribe this all into a book, release it that way. Because that would be like official, man. That would be like scholarly, man. I don't even know how I would do that. Maybe I would have to like listen to it and write it down. I see tracks under my feet. It's probably dog tracks. Because as I said, there's no fucking animals around. And it's wide open space. Jackson County, Jefferson County, whatever you're called, good on you. But as I was saying, the podcast is going well. Anyway, there is a storm brewing. I wasn't lying about that. It's over the mountain to the west of me, as I was saying. And before I got lost in the Continental Divide thing, I guess that means... I was trying to make it mean something grander about, like, east of the Rockies versus west of the Rockies being like some spiritual divide, but it was a dumb thing to say, so I didn't say it. And this would be like a chapter switch, chapter 3 into chapter 4. Chapter 3 ends with what I just said earlier, chapter 4, and it's like it could follow the flow of a normal book, except it's not a normal book, and that's the whole point. And then there would be another chapter divide. Or not. You never know. Or 5. No, just kidding. I wouldn't make it 5. See, weed is good for my creativity. And, mental... Like, knowing where to put my mental energy instead of, like, planning and scheduling and worrying about food, even though it's important. Maybe I should just keep food on me. But anyway... I have water. That's all I really need, like, at the end of the day. But I'm making a lot of videos with my GoPro that I will release as home videos. And I noticed that I'm just different in that. I mean, I feel like I've learned a lot from my podcasting days or whatever. Like, DAYS. But I don't feel like it's the same person talking, or it's the same me. Even though I know that I do it, I just, like, forget what it's like to be high and, like, doing this. I don't know. It's really weird. I've been away from weed for, 2 days? But it's just that there is a very distinct difference between the high me and the sober me. And it's very... well, I'll put it this way. Say... like Jim Carrey in The Mask, right? They're different characters. It's kind of like that sort of difference. But also the fact that the sober one can't remember what he did as the wild one. First of all, that's a really weird archetype. The transformer person, or the werewolf, I guess, would be the more apt name, the more, like, scholarly name. So, like, you got the old mentor, you have the rogue, and this would be the werewolf. This guy that transforms into something that no one likes. That, like, he destroys everything. He falls back to, like, this weird representation, this weird mascot. No, what's the word? Edification? That's a word that my brain made up. I don't know if that means what it means, what I think it means. Embodiment. There we go. Perfect embodiment of nature. And he turns into this, like, thing. And I don't know. I don't know much about werewolves. Or, I mean, besides the tropes that have existed now, been created now because of movies mainly, I think. Of, like, silver bullet, full moon, not being able to control the beast, stuff like that. I guess the not being able to control thing is more of a philosophical something or other. Ugh. But anyway, this storm is blocking out the sun, and the entire sky, except for one little patch, is entirely blue for the most part. And I don't know. It's kind of spooky. Not actually spooky, but more importantly, today the sun has been in a lot of interesting locations. First at Red Rocks, it was always right over the peaks of mountains, and it was over the mountain, the rock formation at Red Rocks that I thought was the creation rock, whatever it's called. It's one further east, further, like if you're looking up the auditorium amphitheater, it's directly to your right, 3 o'clock. These literally are rolling hills. It looks like the earth is like frozen, like waves on water, that sort of rolling. Wow, where it just goes up and then it comes down this flat little plain. Oh my god, I'm gonna take a picture. And it comes back up again, this little ramp. My phone cannot capture this at all because it's looking directly into the sun, but I will try. Alright, so the lesson from this is look at that picture and find that spot in Elks Meadow National Park or State Park. Find that spot. Look the way the camera's pointed at around, let's see, 6:10 p.m. on July 10th, and the sun's in that point of the sky. Or if you don't want to get blinded, do it earlier. But like, whatever. You choose how you're going to do it. Just get there and look. Just like look at the way the earth like is shaped. Looking that way, the surface of the earth. It's just gorgeous. And if they don't put a memorial for me there when I die, no, I'm just kidding. Kinda. A memorial would be pretty cool though. Alright, I'm gonna take a picture of this earth right here. It's cracked and like really dry and very pale compared to the rest of the dirt on the trail. And I've seen other dirt like that around. I don't know why it's a staple to West. Like, what is up with the West? Is that what soil does? Is that what earth does when it doesn't have any water? Is that like a result of a lack of something that's not water, or too much of something that is water, or that isn't water, whatever, something? It's just weird, man. I hope I'm going the right way, because fuck, did I just miss a trailhead? Oh, I did. Oh shit. Wow, I'm glad I caught that. Damn. I almost just missed, almost just shot way past my car. I would have been here a long time. But I'm not trying to be, because I'm trying to cross the Continental Divide. I'll be there about 7:30. So the sun will still be out and I'll still be able to see. But I'm going to see the sun the whole time because it's going to be setting. Fuck. Why did I choose to do this? Impulse choices are always bad, kids. Don't do them. Don't do impulse decisions. Your brain on impulse decisions. It's an egg smashed by a frying pan. And I hope people of the future that, what's the word? Propriety? No. Posterity or prosperity? I think it's posterity. Prosperity? No. Fuck, it's a word that's eluded me. But it's an important word that I've tried to come up with a lot of times over the past few months because it means a lot to me for some reason. Posterity. Yeah. Posterity. It is definitely posterity. Okay. They have trail controls that are like, fuck, I don't know if it's protection for the stream, but I'm winded. Fuck. It says area closed for natural resource protection and visitor safety. There's a fine for going on it. I don't know if it's a riverbed they're trying to create. I don't know if it's a riverbed they're trying to preserve. I don't know if it's just something else. I don't know. Really weird stuff, man. Seeing a lot of really cool fucking rocks on the ground here. It's like walking on the beach and finding sea glass, but like the stuff here is a lot more prevalent, like the gorgeous rocks. So imagine a beach full of sea glass, except everything is at the surface, all the sea glass. None of it's buried, and none of them are dangerous. And you're not walking on sand, because fuck sand. Oh yeah, I say howdy a lot now. I think it's like, it was brought on because I already kind of say howdy occasionally, ironically. But like being here, like it was a decision to turn it on. Like put on this accent, or not even accent, but like affability, personality. And it's like, I say howdy a lot. I'm just a lot nicer, a lot more forward. Well, not forward, but like, I don't know, extroverted. It's kind of a character I put on, but it's one I choose to put on, and one that I know I could like back out of at any time. So even though it fits into the whole like life's a stage idea, it's still pretty cool. And I do say howdy a lot. And I bought a cowboy hat, so not really out of impulse. It was like, I thought about it for a while. The sun's been giving me a lot of problems. It's giving me a lot of agita. So I said, you know what, fuck it. I need to get a cowboy hat. So a cowboy hat's not something you come across every day. So I put it in my shopping list, you know, for later, because I have a shopping list that over time gets eroded and over time gets added to, but probably will never run out. Anyway, I sort of forgot what I was talking about, but then I decided I don't really want to remember what I was talking about. I want to get going on the road. So thanks for tuning in. Talk to y'alls later. Hello. Thanks for listening to the podcast. You can find me at PatricksGreenTea on Patreon, Discord, Spotify, YouTube, Twitch, and Bandcamp. Patrick's Green Tea Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, TuneIn, Stitcher, and Instagram. At PatrickGreenTea without an S on Twitter. Supplemental materials like photos and text are available on our website, PatricksGreenTea.com. You can join our subreddit at r/PatricksGreenTea. You can make comments on YouTube and on the website, and you can contact me directly at PatricksGreenTea@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and have a lovely day.